This is gonna be fun.
What's going on, guys? The Entertainment Critic here, and this is a video that I wouldn't normally be usually making, but I really wanted to talk about this because it's something I honestly didn't expect, or kind of expected, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. So I'm going to be talking about the Doctor Who Resolution audience score, not the Series 11 audience score. I could make a video on that, but that would be a lot longer video. So if you want to see that after watching this video, if you want to see me going over all of the different audience scores on the series or seasons of Doctor Who, I can do that too. But this is going to be more focused down on me looking at Resolution's audience score and then comparing it to the previous audience scores of the previous special as well. It only goes back, Rotten Tomatoes only goes back as far as the end of time in terms of specials, otherwise it's just series. So that's as far back as data I can get for audience scores, otherwise it's just series scores, and I didn't think it was fair to compare a holiday special to the entirety of a season. So we've just got as far back as the end of time part 1 and 2. So getting to this straight away, I'm going to straight off the bat. The Resolution audience score has actually gone up since the first time I looked at it this morning. When I looked at it earlier on this morning, it was at 15%. It has since gone up to 16%, but it's still really not that good. Now, there are multiple reasons why it can be this low, and it's not all down to the show, but I want to lean towards it more being the fans that don't like the way the show's going, shifting away from it more and then giving it more negative reviews because they don't like the way it's going, which is absolutely fair enough. But there is another reason which is plausible and it is perfectly reasonable, that Rotten Tomatoes has been known in the past for bot audience scores. So there's stuff with the Star Wars The Last Jedi that gave it a lower audience score because of bots like making the audience score go down. So not all of this is going to be 100% accurate, but I still wanted to show it because this does show to some certain extent what the overall consensus of the way the fans are feeling towards the way the show is going. So like I said, Resolution's audience score is sitting at 16% right now. Now I'm going to compare that to some of the previous specials that we've had. So obviously starting with the End of Time Part 1, we had 86%, then End of Time Part 2, 90%, The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe, which is widely considered as one of the worst Christmas specials, at 52%, remember that. The Snowman, 81%, that is one of the fan favorite Christmas specials. The Husbands of River Song, you could kind of make a case for that being a fan favorite, that sits at 86%. The Return of Dr. Mysterio, which I think is one of the worst episodes in Doctor Who ever, has 58%. Just remember that as well, because I know some people, the Return of Dr. Mysterio is kind of in a niche. Some people really like it. You either really like it or you really hate it, and I'm in the audience that really hate it. Then Twice Upon a Time sits at 68%, which actually surprised me because I really enjoyed Twice Upon a Time. So I think it does deserve to be higher, but then obviously we get to Resolution and 16%, which is a 50% drop from Twice Upon a Time. Now, I can give you many reasons why it would drop. I've given you the bot scores, but like I said, it's more likely than not fans just shifting away from what they want the show to be and what the show is actually becoming, because Chris Chibnall said from the start of his run, right the way back at Comic-Con, I believe, right before his run started, that it's going to be his run's going to be different, and we've seen that. It's been a lot more hit you over the head with politics, and yes, the characters have been good. The character development has been good, and that was one of the strongest points of Resolution, was the character development. But still, it doesn't really give you enough substance for an episode if you just got character development and you don't really have a good plot to back it up, and then you have plot holes in your writing. People are going to start to notice that more and more as time goes on. Yes, Doctor Who has had plot holes for the last 13 years since it's been back, or 14 years since it's been back, but the stories behind that have been so good or good enough that they've covered up the plot holes, or people just don't notice them because they're enjoying it that much. But now, because people are trying to shift away from the way the show is going because of the way Chris Chibnall has written it and the way they want to take the show, people are starting to notice these plot holes more and more, and that is starting to show with the audience scores. Because yes, you've got the critics scores; they're like up in the 90s, I believe, for especially for Resolution. Resolution has 100% at the moment on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think it only has somewhere around 20 critic reviews. But I don't trust the critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. They are completely biased towards certain like ideologies and things like that. So you can't really trust them 100% of the time. Whereas you look at the audience score, that's obviously what users have put on the site. So yes, it can be trolls. You can put it down to trolls, but if you read some of the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes for the audience score, they're actually paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs long. And if somebody was trolling the website, I don't think they would go on for paragraphs and paragraphs, giving actual valid points on why they didn't like the episode. Now, I thought Resolution was a decent episode, but I don't think it was deservedly of 16%. But, like I said, this does show what people are feeling about the show at the moment. So, it being that low doesn't really bode well for the future of the show. And I'll quickly touch on the ratings for Resolution as well. It was the lowest viewed holiday special ever in the history since Doctor Who has been rebooted. So the holiday specials have only really been a thing since it rebooted in 2005, and this one, I think Resolution got 5.15 million viewers overnight. That could increase to, I'd say, like 5.7, maybe 6 million if it's lucky. But at the moment, for overnight figures, it is one of the lowest viewed episodes for a holiday special of all time. And usually the holiday specials, they tend to drag in more people. So you got episodes like Voyage of the Damned sitting up there. And yes, you could say that has star power because it's got Kylie Minogue in it. But this episode was the episode that brought back the Daleks after in full force for the first time since 2015. So I think that people of Series 11 has honestly left a bad taste in people's mouth, and they just couldn't be bothered to go out and watch this episode. Or you could also put it down to people being hungover on New Year's Day; they just didn't want to watch TV. But yeah, this audience score really does show what's going on with the show and where it's heading. And honestly, if Chris Chibnall doesn't do something to improve for, say, a 2020 New Year's special or Series 12 as a whole, I don't know what's going to happen with the future of the show. I really don't, because these, like I said, the ratings and the user reviews on here, they don't lie. They speak they don't lie. They speak the truth of what people are actually thinking of the show right now. And yes, I'm not going to say the show doesn't have people who like it. I still like the show. I will support the show, but not everybody else will, and it's the casual viewer that is going to keep the show afloat. You need to be able to like promote and gain the casual viewer's attention, as well as appealing to the or more experienced, more veteran fans as well that's have been watching the show for a long time. You need to appeal to the people who just switch on the TV and just, if Doctor Who's on, they just watch that and then they become a viewer. That's how you get people into watching your show. But if the show has reviews like this, if the show keeps going at the quality it is in terms of what people overall think of it, then I can't, like, yes, these ratings that you could say, yeah, they're not bad. Like Series 11 was one of the highest overall rating series in terms of people watching it since the show came back. But I have a feeling that it's completely down to the fact that it's the first time it was a female Doctor, and people wanted to see what that was going to be like. They wanted to give the series a whole chance, and yeah, that's fine for one series, but he needs to develop the 13th Doctor past the fact that her gender. They need to like give her something to do. Otherwise, they're going to lose a casual viewer, and they're going to lose quite a few of their like veteran viewers as well, and that's slowly starting to happen. If you like look at people, the way people are feeling on like social media, you see that they're not happy with the way the show's going, and they want to support the show, but it's hard to support something that you're just so much against. It makes it really hard. So Chris Chibnall really needs to pull something out of the bag for next year Otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen with the future of Doctor Who. So yeah, that's my video. I just wanted to quickly give you a rundown of where Doctor Who is at the moment with like audience scores and the ratings for resolution. So if you enjoyed this kind of video, please do hit that like button, as you know, your support is always appreciated, and comment what you think of this down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.